Hello everyone. In today's video, we'll check out the best Sony Prime lens in the market. The Sony Prime lens I listed here are recommended by the reviewers and have lots of positive feedback from the actual users. So if you're looking for the best one for you that is worth your money, then keep watching this video. I guarantee you'll find the best and suitable one for you from this list. One more thing, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Check the links in the description. Okay, let's start with the video. At the first position of our list, we have Sony FE 85mm/1.4. The FE 85mm/1.4 GM is on par with similarly spec'd DSLR lenses regarding it might make your 6600 front heavy but will balance nicely on an A7 model. The barrel is made from strong polycarbonate, and several seals prevent the ingress of moisture or dust. We were surprised by the lens's relatively basic glass configuration, as only 11 elements and 8 groups are needed. The AF is keen and reliable but isn't quicker than those seen on similar lenses from other manufacturers. Photographers who prefer focusing manually will find the ring a delight to use since it's knurled, responsive, and allows for a great deal of precision. There's also a narrow ring that manually adjusts the aperture in thirds of an f-stop. It's clicky by default, but you can disable this for video shooting. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Sony FE 35mm/1. The FE 35mm/1.8 is markedly smaller and lighter than our overall winner, balancing well on Sony's smaller mirrorless cameras. It's a great buy if you have such a camera, as the 35mm focal length roughly translates to 50mm on APS-C bodies. Sony doesn't explicitly state that the lens is weather sealed, but it won't be ruined if it gets wet. Its body is a combination of metal and plastic, while the supplied hood is pedal-shaped. The lens uses a linear drive motor to great effect, as it's one of the quickest on our list to focus accurately. A focus hold button on the barrel side is handy for keeping a fixed distance within easy reach. You may also reassign it to perform other functions, such as turning on IF. Focusing manually is a pleasure, as movement on the scale corresponds linearly with focal point adjustment. The number 3 position is held by Sony FE 135mm/1. The FE 135mm/1.8 GM is part of the GM series of Sony's premium quality lenses. Reflected in its physical character, the lens is dust and moisture-proof and has a deep barrel-shaped hood that improves flare resistance. Its glass array is made up of 13 elements in 10 groups. One of the components is ZA, or extreme anamorphic, and lets you take portraits without distorting your subject's face. The result is a fast, quiet, and accurate system ideal for hockey or basketball. You may even use it for videos and get minimal hunting thanks to the bright max aperture. Speaking of which, a thin aperture ring lets you switch the setting manually either with hard stops or smoothly for noiseless video shooting. Next at number 4 we have Sony FE 20mm/1. The FE 20mm/1.8 G is another well-built lens with excellent weather sealing and sophisticated internals. Its form factor is small, considering the 14 elements in 12 groups that make it work. These include extra low dispersion and a spherical glass that reduces chromatic aberration and cuts down on internal reflections leading to artifacts. It has the same focus hold button seen in other advanced Sony lenses. Focusing is similar to the telephoto Prime above, since it's divided in tow and driven by dual motors. It's slightly slower, as wide-angled primes don't need to find focus instantly. However, accuracy and silent operation are on the level of Sony's best. You can get close to smaller subjects, as the close focusing distance is just 7.1 inches measured from the sensor. Manual focus is done by wire but mimics a DSLR lens. The number 5 position is held by Sony FE 90mm/2.8 Macro. The first thing you'll notice is the lens's size and weight, which are reminiscent more of full-frame DSLR lenses than more svelte mirrorless models. Sony hasn't skimped on build quality, as evidenced by the FE 90mm/2.8 Macro G OSS metal bit. The focus hold button makes an appearance, as does a distance gauge useful for manual tweaking. The lens is weather sealed and arrives with a circular hood that slots in via bayonet. Macro shooters primarily use manual focus, and that's where the FE 90mm/2.8 Macro G OSS shines. Its ring is wide and metal with comfortable knurling and precise action. It focuses by wire but mimics a mechanical model perfect. Autofocus is responsive and won't fry in subjects if you wish to use it. A limiter will improve its already quick performance too. Image stabilization provides 4 stops of correction and is more effective for portraits than macro work. The number 6 position is dominated by Sony E50mm/1. The E50mm/1.8 OSS is the smallest and lightest lens on our list, unsurprising since it's geared towards APS-C cameras. The body is plastic and available either in black or silver. The design is functional but as basic as it gets since a focus ring is the only manual control. We love the accompanying lens hood since it's deep and greatly helps with flare resistance. Autofocus performance is the E50 f/1.8 OSS. It's among the quickest performers we've tested, locking onto subjects and keeping them in focus despite rapid or unpredictable. Not that people having their portrait taken will move that much, but it's a boon if you plan on using the lens for street photography. Built-in image stabilization will help in urban environments since it lets you leave the tripod at home and provides 3 stops of compensation. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Sony FE 50-Phone.2 GM. This lens is feat of engineering that really puts out all the doubts people had back when Sony first announced it's creating its own E-mount lens system to go with their new mirrorless camera lineup. The Sony 50-Phone.2 GM lens is the fastest prime lens Sony has ever manufactured. With the incredible Phone.2 aperture, you are guaranteed to capture sharp images even when the light is poor. The bulk effect of this lens is also incredibly smooth and you can throw any busy background at it and it will smoothen your image out with no problem. And it will accept the 50 is also an extremely versatile focal length that can be adapted to almost any type of photography you might want to shoot, from portraits to streets to landscape. It also doesn't sacrifice image quality for versatility, as this lens is the best performing lens of its class optically and physically. The number 8 position is held by Sony FE 20-Phone.4 GM lens. For those of you who prefer traveling with prime lenses, the lens you must have in your backpack at all times is the Sony FE 20-Phone.4 GM lens, an incredibly fast wide-angle lens that offers excellent image quality while keeping the form factor small and compact. With its 20-Phone focal length, the wide-angle field of view is perfect for travel, allowing you to capture all kinds of sceneries you might encounter on your travel, from expansive landscapes to massive architectures. Next at number 9 we have Sigma 85-Phone.4 DGDN lens. This lens is probably the most lightweight and compact 85-Phone.4 lens out there. It weighs about 630 22.2 Oz, which is 200 less than the Sony GM lens. It is only a little bigger than the Sony FE 85-Phone.8 but provides a wider aperture, which is mind-boggling. This lens produces beautiful bokeh as you can come to expect from a lens with such a wide aperture. It is also considerably sharper in most use cases compared to other 85 lenses, even sharper than the Sony 85-Phone.4 GM lens, and best of all, it is almost 700 US cheaper. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Sony FE 85-Phone.8 lens. Even though the Sigma 85-Phone.4 DGDN lens is the best portrait lens to get, it is not as light and affordable as this lens, and if you are looking for a travel portrait lens that is the most compact and lightweight but capable of producing stunning bokeh, the Sony FE 85-Phone.8 is a much better option for you. The Sony FE 85-Phone.8 lens comes at only 371 grams, which is perfect for the compact body of most Sony cameras, and it costs only around 550 US retail, which is almost half the price of the Sigma 85-Phone.4 DGD. That's all for today. If you've already used any of these products, do let us know by commenting below. It will help others to a worthy buy. Thanks for watching.